Hey Soul Fam, Amelia Adair here. I hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good, I'm doing good, and y'all know I got a great topic for you today. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Those that are new to the channel, in order to be a part of the Soul Fam, all you have to do is subscribe, comment from time to time. Let me know you out there. Let me know that you hear what I'm saying and apply the knowledge. More importantly, applying the knowledge is the most important part, because a lot of us, we like to hear information and then we never apply it or try it, and then we complain about things that could easily be resolved. So let's apply the knowledge, so fam. And today is one of my favorite topics. Okay, so I'm excited, and if you already read the title, you are probably just as excited as me. Okay, we're going to talk about, this is going to be a part 1 and a part 2, by the way. Okay, so we're going to talk about in this video 3 things to avoid once you are quote unquote woke. Okay, we're going to say quote unquote woke because y'all know, if you've been following me, that word woke is just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. And I like to think, for those that don't know, let me refresh your memory. I just like to think of woke as consciousness. And we spoke about the 2 different types of consciousness that exist, that sometimes we get it mixed up. And there's not a lot of information on consciousness. So search through the difference between consciousness on my page and you'll see that video. Maybe I'll do a remake on it. I don't know, I made it a while ago, but it's so to the T, and it helps us understand our awakenings. It'll help us understand our spirituality, and it helps us not run into dead end streets. There's so much information out there, and oftentimes we are kind of stuck or fooled or confused, and it happens. The best thing you can do is fall upon a video like this that breaks down just basic understandings. Okay, so let me not even talk too much about it because I don't want to ruin the 3 things. Okay, let's talk about one thing at a time. And the first thing, I even got a little list because I got 3 more for the next one. I didn't want to overcrowd your brain. All right, you want to take it slowly. Do one of these. Get you some water. Y'all know always gotta be some water, baby. Okay, stay hydrated. And it got some lime in it, and a straw, because I don't be want to mess up my lips. Okay, all right. Let's jump right into it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So the first thing first, when you become aware and you start realizing, like, oh my God, I've been lied to all my life, like most of us, you want to avoid becoming a sponge to all of the information that is out there. Okay, so become a sponge, I said, to every teacher, which is the same as information out there. We're teachers. We're teaching you things that we've experienced and things that we know. So a sponge, what does a sponge do? It absorbs every single thing, okay? And when it's full, it drips and it drips and it drips, right? So you gotta squeeze it out and then use it again, right? So same with knowledge. So fam, you want to be aware of the knowledge you are absorbing. Okay, we have to learn how to listen without absorbing. Sometimes we will see a video and we just assume it's for us. This is the number 1 red flag that I see, is often people are just in rabbit holes. Like, this sounds true, so I'm gonna believe it. This sounds true, so I'm gonna believe it. And then they get confused because a lot of the things that they believe are not measuring up. It's not clicking, it's not making sense. And so what it does is it gives you a confused mind. So you have trouble making decisions, you have trouble trusting, you have trouble growing overall. You stay stagnant because you cannot make up your mind. And oftentimes people can't make up their mind because they are confused. Okay, they're confused because they have too much information. They don't know which information to follow at the time, and every teacher is different. So fam, you have to pick the teacher for you. Sometimes we kind of pick 3 teachers that are teaching 3 different subjects and try to apply it to one part of our life, the spiritual part of our life. Okay? So you can already see how that can be difficult, how you could be confused, how you could be like, oh my goodness. So the number one thing I always tell my clients is start with a great foundation. The thing about spirituality is people don't like to connect it to a religion, right? This can be very sticky. Why so, fam? We all need a foundation. If you say spiritual, that is very broad. And then you'll see people who will go into things that don't connect, right? So a lot of people will get into numerology, numbers. Oh my goodness, numbers. And then you start seeing numbers. So now you are going into a whole nother field. Okay? So be mindful, so fam, that your mind will always focus on what you believe. And if you're focused on this and this and this, your mind is believing all of this like this. Your mind is like going in circles. Your mind is going like, I need a break. And then if you're someone who, believes in marijuana or drinking and stuff like that, you are really making a concoction for yourself. So I'm not against smoking weed and drinking. I just personally don't believe you should be doing it while you're having a spiritual awakening. Because you're trying to be spiritual and then you're mixing spirits. So in a sense, you are causing yourself to stay stuck because you're going to sway this way sober, then you're going to sway this way high. And you can't be high 24/7. You can, but golly, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic. Yes, I'm someone that used to smoke weed, so I understand. Prior to me smoking weed, though, I was always that person like, I ain't taking pills. I'm not doing all this. I just believe in everything being natural, okay? And so when I started to realize more, I stopped, okay? If you are someone that cannot stop smoking, then I'm not the coach for you. I am not the coach for you. Because you're going to need to take a break. Your mind needs to be clear. You're trying to do things mentally and then you're giving yourself a mental block. You have to deal with whatever it is. Then maybe later on along the line, later, okay. Not while you're trying to grow. It's realistically, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a truth. Okay? So, not to get too far on that, but so fam, you don't want to be a sponge to everything also, because then you're always going to be full. If you're always full, you're not going to have room for anything that you're asking for. You're not going to have room for change because you're already full. You're already kind of blocked in and locked in. So you don't want to, that's why it's important to have a foundation. Okay, so for me, I have a Christian foundation. Why? It helps me relate to something. When you can't relate information to something, you can create your own information too, but nothing's new under the sun. Let's be real. Nothing is new under the sun. So, in a sense, it's sticky. That's all I'm gonna say is it's sticky. For me, I feel a lot of peace, a lot of clarity, because I stuck to my foundation. Okay? If you decide later on you want to switch to try new things, you have free will. Okay? Just give everything an honest try. Okay? And for me, I believe I was born into Christianity. So I never tried to kind of fish out and see what other religions was about. I didn't have a reason to. So for me, it's like the church is one thing, okay? The church is one thing, but the foundation and the morals and the beliefs are a whole nother thing. And anyone that comes and culture me, I'm never gonna say you should be Christian. No. Whatever your foundation is, respect it. If you respect it, who am I to not respect it? You get what I'm saying? And in reverse, you know, I wouldn't want someone to come and try to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just not for each other. That's okay. That's okay. So we have to learn how to not try to fit into everyone's reality, you know? I'm not gonna go too far with that, but get your foundation together, so fam. Look up foundation, just the word foundation. If you don't have a foundation to anything, it is going to crumble. Okay? It's going to crumble. Okay? So do your research. Investigate on your coaches and your teachers. See what's happening. Talk to them on the phone. Have a normal conversation. Sometimes we're trying to draw a conclusion without even having a conversation. Have a conversation and see if this person can help you or can't help you. And if this person can't help you, learn how to move on. Okay? Moving on. Number 2. Okay? Ooh, okay, number 2. This one's good. Ooh, this one's good. Number 2, so fam, not trying to show everyone your vision, not trying to wake everyone around you up. Why I say don't do this? When you try to wake everyone up, it's like it'll backfire. You know, the best thing you can do is apply the knowledge to your life and focus on your life. And when someone asks, then you can share. When you try to force your knowledge and your beliefs onto other people, it is very toxic. Everyone may not be built to see what you see. When God gives us a vision, He gives it to us. He's trusting you to use it to bring it to par. So if He's trusting you to bring it to par, bring it to par. If He's telling you switch the way you live, switch the way you live. If someone doesn't like it, tell them take it up with God. It may sound like, ooh, I promise you so, fam. You will save time, energy, money, everything you could think of, you would save. You would save yourself headache, heartache, and you can start your healing process. Because sometimes we never really start healing because we just start hurting ourselves more, trying to get the people we love, think we love, to, you know what I'm saying? To get on board. When somebody is with you, you don't have to convince them to get on board. Think of it like your relationship with God. Did God have to convince you to get on board? No. God never had to convince you. God showed you. So always understand that moving forward is actions speak louder than words. And whatever information you have seen with your own 2 eyes, whatever you have experienced with your body, take it and move forward. Don't take it and move backward and try to, I don't know, be Jesus part 2. Or be Jesus rather. Jesus part 2 is okay, but Jesus, He already came. You know what I'm saying? He already, according to studies, if you, I'm gonna leave it right there. So fam, you know, I'm gonna just leave it right there. So never try to really show someone your vision. I can give you a quick story time. while we talking about it, so fam. Cause this one is touching. This one takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of courage. Only because when God is showing you things and you are, just driven and ambitious, and you just get this burst of energy, and it kind of puts you in a sad place because you really wish people could see what you see or understand what you understand, right? It's like doing basic math. There's some people that understand division, and there's some people, or multiplication, and there's some people that just don't. So you will have to break it down in 30 different ways for them to get it until they finally see it for themselves. Okay? So when it comes to showing people your vision, you gotta just let them believe whatever they believe, and then they can see it for themselves later on. Maybe that's their role. Maybe their role is to give you that opposition. Sometimes we need opposition and pressure to grow. So God won't give everybody your vision just because He really trusts you and wants you to deliver and wants you to focus your energy on delivering. Sometimes we're focused our energy on convincing. There's no need to convince. If God is convinced that you can do the job, then do the job. Just do it. Just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. He told you to, I don't know. There's many things that He could tell you to do. Okay? He told you to make a cereal, make a cereal. He told you to move. Trust God. I know one thing, when I started my journey, I always said, listen, what God think about me is way more important than what anybody think about me. And I kept that in the front of my mind, just to stay focused. Why? Because later on the line, you'll start to see, wow, people really only care about themselves. Like, they really don't care about you. And not to say that they don't care. Sometimes they don't even realize, they're not even conscious to the fact that they're being mean. In little words, they're being mean. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, most times when God gives you a vision, right, He wants you to do something so positive, so loving, so great, so amazing, so helpful. And it's like, you don't want me to help? You get it? You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't want me to help. So a lot of times people, you can't even blame them. Don't even get upset with them. I honestly didn't get upset with anyone who didn't see my vision or support me, rather. It was a waste of energy. You don't know what someone else has been through or is going through. So to try to drag them along and they don't want to come is pointless. Okay, so fam, so this is a highlighted, this should have been number one. All of these are number ones. We ain't even gonna give them no type of order, as long as you can understand moving forward, okay? So, fam, number 3. Okay, this one is a big one too. I can't wait to do part 2. These are so helpful through your whole journey. This one right here, so fam, listening to general videos and thinking they all apply to you. I laugh because, so fam, someone could have told me this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have. Unknowingly though, we're on here, not really we, but people are just giving out information that they know. And it's good information. I'm not saying that the videos you may have heard might not have been for you. No. A lot of us are where we are based on videos we've seen, right? There is an extent to it though, so fam. It'll come to a point where we'll start searching for a video to apply to our life. We'll get obsessed with that feeling of awakening, that we want to awaken like more and more and more. And a lot of it comes from having those addictive traits and personalities in our family bloodline. Let's keep it real. So we kind of get obsessed with information. Like, and it's free too. So it's free information. So now we're just having like collectible information from here, and we're on it, we're feeding our brains. We're overloading. Goes back to number one, that sponge. We're overloading. Do not overload yourself. So fam, there's teachers that I admire, I love the way they portray the word. When I watch their broad general videos, I don't take it very personally, okay? I don't be like, all right, I know this word is for me. I know this word. A lot of it is truths. When you hear a lot of truths, you can use it to check different parts of your life and make sure you on board. Just don't assume and start looking for everything in your life to be wrong. Excuse me. So that information can apply to you. The best thing you can do once you start having that awareness is to find a coach for you. Believe it or not. Find someone that you can be more personal with, okay? Because we are here to share the best perspective we have for me personally, on topics, on things that I've been through, okay? And I'm not saying that these videos are not for you. Of course they're for you. They're to help you heal through different areas in life. I'm just saying, don't overload yourself, okay? Don't overload with all day long. Hear a little bit of information and give it time to apply. Give yourself a deep breath, and ask yourself, does this apply to me? Be honest with yourself. That's really one of the best ways. Does this apply to me? Am I doing the work? Am I in the process? And learning what season you're in. Sometimes the video will be right on time. Okay. The video will be right on time. You'll be like, okay. And then it's always good before you start making, rational decisions. It's still always good to just have someone with a great perspective hear it out. And I say a coach and not a friend, or a teacher and not a friend, or maybe someone that you really look up to, just not a friend, because those are going to be biased opinions. So fam, when you're making such a change in your life, you don't want to have someone with a bias coming in and giving you their opinion. Because 9 times out of 10, that person is going to give you the best opinion to keep you around. And they can be the person that you probably need to not be around. So if you go into a biased friend that knows you, they're going to sugarcoat. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to slowly make you grow. And when you are growing so fast, you'll be surprised how many people that you call your friend are just not your friend. And I know if you are, at least in this video, you've experienced wow, people really don't be the person they say they are. We make a video on that later on. So when you're going through this, I know it's intense. I think it's intense only because I've come to this point now where I could share it, I could talk on it. I feel a lot of clarity. It's a big job to start moving in purpose. It's a big job to start walking in faith. And I came across a video that I created along my journey at one point, and I was so happy. I was sad at first. Because I had to face some truths that I was just like, wait, I like living in my life. My life is so fun. Wait. No. And then when you finally kind of accept the truth, and you know in your heart like you have that certainty, and you feel more safe, and you feel more connected, nothing beats it. Like, there's nothing that beats it. And I was saying in my video, I was like, I think towards the end, I was just like, I ain't going back. I don't know how I said it, but I was like, I ain't going back. I'll probably share it one day and laugh with y'all. But I was just like, I ain't going back. To have the strength, soul fam, to walk in truth, to walk in purpose, are some big shoes. So let's do that thing right here. Let's pat yourself on the back for making it this far. For making it this far in the video. Okay? If you made it this far in the video, oh baby, pat yourself on the back. Okay? Because it takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of courage. I don't say that lightly. To take ownership of what's yours. Take ownership of your path. Take ownership of your journey. And just be, you know what I'm saying? Flawlessly making mistakes. At least I was walking in the truth that I thought was the truth at the time. Okay? Because you start to see more and more truths later on. And you're like, wait, that wasn't the truth. That was a part truth. Sometimes we see like, not that it wasn't the truth, but it's like a pre-truth. You know, you'll be introduced to pre-truth, and then it starts to like more and more truth starts to be revealed to you, and the journey is, like I said, unmatched. There's no marijuana you could smoke to, you know what I'm saying, to be in that presence of God and be at peace with yourself without needing things. Like, you could just wake up and you're just like, or you're just going to sleep and you're just like happy. Like, your cheeks are just hurting from smiling and laughing. You're just overzealous and you are so appreciative of your life. You're so happy you didn't make the decision to, keep being depressed or to be selfish, or, it just feels happier, more fulfilling to walk in a place without guilt, without heartache, without the stress we're used to, because it gets a little stressful, because you be like, back up, you be like, wait. But it's never as stressful as your life prior. And of course I look at my life prior and I just laugh. I'm like, why did I make this so hard? Like, I just shake my head. No regrets, just reflects. Ooh, no regrets, so fam, just reflects. So I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm gonna do a part 2 because, believe it or not, there's a lot more to go into, but I don't want to flood your brain. I want you to be nice and woosah, okay? And the number one thing, never be impulsive, so fam. Take time to think before you act, okay? All right. Amelia Adair here. Those that are new to the channel, again, welcome. Welcome to the Soul Fam. We welcome you. All you have to do is subscribe, and you are a part of the tribe. Ooh, that rhymes. And we elevate to higher versions of ourselves. We heal. We move forward with love and all of that great stuff that I love. All right, Soul Fam. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'm going to see you at the next one. Bye for now. See, Sophia, every time I try to exit out, I think my screen is a little busted. Let me see. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. goodness.